My name is Choice Clark. I lived in the Altadena and Pasadena area my whole entire life, particularly Altadena the last 25 years. My family's from Pasadena. We lived here majority of my life since my grandmother came from Texas. My grandfather came from North Carolina. So this is my area of residence. I've lived there all my life. This is pretty much all I know as far as cities. Home, brings back a lot of memories growing up, friends that are here, some friends that are no longer here, growing up, family, great times, great neighbors, great city. Everything just feels like familiar, home. Hiking, raising my children. The city of Altadena, it feels like you can do almost anything there. So much to do. My biggest memory of Altadena is just family members that aren't no longer here, friends and family that's no longer here. Um, when you asked me that question, so many things came up to mind. I don't know if it's the landscape or just it could have been the landscaping, the memories growing up. It's just the perfect place for me to be, Altadena. It just felt so. It felt calm. Felt calm. That's what I remember about Altadena: the calmness, the stillness. I think the fire started about maybe that I saw the fire was maybe about maybe 6 o'clock in the evening. So I watched it start and I watched it climb up the ridge. Didn't really think that it was going to come down, but it was iffy. It was an iffy situation. More nervousness than anything because of the winds. You wasn't sure where the winds was going to take the fire. The day of the fire, I was just at home preparing to leave if I had to. If I got the call to leave, just staying up all night, hoping that the fire wouldn't come down. Watching my neighbors leave during the middle of the night. I'm still having hope. Everyone's still having hope that they'll be back the next morning. Night of the fire, it was eerie. It was real windy, dark. The power went out. I felt like I should stay there because of the fire. Because of the power being out. I just remember during the night, just hearing explosions all night long. Kept looking out the window. All I saw was the orange glow, but I saw the orange glow when the fire started, so I didn't feel like I had to evacuate because I didn't see the flames, actually see the flames coming down. I just saw the orange glow. There was a lot of smoke, and like I said, you just kept hearing explosions off in the distance. Not really realizing how close I really was to the fire until I actually left. When I seen the fire on my street, it was about made it to my street about maybe 5:30 in the morning. And there wasn't nothing that I can do. When I left, it was funny because the fire went around my house, so that's why I didn't see the flames. Went around my house, and when I finally evacuated, maybe I packed up what I can grab, left about 5:45. The whole city was already burnt down. And I was just like in amazement, like, wow, it just went around me and I was safe for that little small few hours. Flames were all around us. Had to pack up my dog, my sons, try to evacuated them, drove down the street, a few blocks down the street, but there wasn't any flames. And I ran back and got my 2 other vehicles. Luckily, the house wasn't still. The house didn't even burn at the time. I ran through flames. You can see all the fires. Fire on each side of me, power lines, trees everywhere. It was still dark and smoky. I really couldn't see. But I made it back to the house. I was determined to make it back to my house and save whatever I can save. And the only thing I could save was my classic cars, 2 classic vehicles. I don't know why I went back up there to save it, but just in being desperate and feeling hopeless and knowing that you lost everything that you worked for. That was the only thing I can, that's the only thing I felt like I can take with me was my vehicles. I lost everything. I lost, we lost 3 homes. I was a renter. Another family member was a renter, but we had a home up there that was totally destroyed. Also a struggle. With that, going back up to the Altadena, seeing my house, in disbelief, like the city seemed like it was like a bomb went off. Just in disbelief. So I went to my house, wasn't even there, nothing was there. Went to my brother's-in-law house, nothing was there. Went to my other family members' house was gone also. It was just a rough day. Bringing back a lot of memories. The people I'm just referred to, they're no longer here. They passed recently. It's difficult. It's just a difficult situation to be in. The fire's over, but you still have to. I'm still dealing with deaths in the family from, I believe, fire caused. I believe that it's like the will to live from the seniors that were living there. They expected to die in their house, but they had to die in a hotel or someone else's apartment. But going back to the night of the fire, it was just surreal. It was very surreal. Couldn't believe. I still to this day, I can't believe how I made it out, untouched, actually, and a lot of emotions when I talk about the fire, because I know actually people who actually passed that were killed by the fire. But each day, it's hard. I think about it every day. If I see someone wearing a pair of tennis shoes that I had, it brings back to memory the fire. And every little thing reminds me about the fire around. Since I'm still in Pasadena, working in Pasadena, everything reminds me about everything I've done. I don't know, and when I think about it, my mind just goes, there's just so many thoughts. It's hard to express, actually. That's about it. My home, my home. Miss most of the home, the landscape. The home was perfect. Everything was just perfect. The camaraderie. I had the best neighbors. Perfect street to live on. It's a perfect community, I just love everything about Altadena. Altadena and Pasadena, especially Altadena. That you can speak to anyone. Everyone's friendly. You can walk down the street and you say hi to someone and someone will speak back and hold a conversation with you. I used to always have this little coffee shop I went to every morning and just saw people and we struck up conversations, about the smallest things. Just get to start your day off. Everyone has something positive to say every time you pass them. Um, just a great group of people. The Altadena community is just a great group of people. My fears for the future is that the people that are rebuilding their lives, including myself, I just want them to get back on their feet as fast as possible. Get back to their homes as fast as possible. Rebuild your homes as quickly as you can, and just get back to a sense of normalcy, something that we lost and we're longing for. Just to go back to things being normal. Just my faith in my higher power. Just my faith in my higher power. That keeps me motivated. And we're getting a lot of help. People are helping, are showing support. But again, a lot of elderly people aren't able to get the help that they need, and there's still a lot of people that's still in hotels. I still haven't had the help, not even a little bit of help that they should have had already. But I just hope that they can get the help that they need. Just everyone can get back to their lives, their daily lives. Rebuild their homes, go back to raising their families, how they want to raise their families, and not from a hotel or somewhere else outside of Altadena. Just being normal, just getting back to being normal, and get some justice. Because I believe everyone needs justice for this tragedy. No one expected this. It shouldn't even had happened. But since it did, the entity that's responsible for it should pay for it, should be held responsible. And I hope they're held responsible. My prayers are with you all. I know you guys are very resilient. I know you get back on your feet, and I'll see you in Altadena soon.